Hi boys and girls, welcome to your flipped classroom video on experimental probability. As I go through the video, please make sure you complete your guided notes. If you need to pause or rewind the video at any time to complete those notes, please make sure you do so. So let's first talk about the definition of experimental probability. So experimental probability is the ratio of the number of times an event occurs to the total number of trials or times that the activity is performed. The equation that's used for experimental probability is based on the repeated trials of an experiment. So you take the number of times that the event occurs by the total number of trials. So for example, we have three terms that are used when talking about experimental probability. So the experiment is the activity with varying results. All of the possible results of the experiment are the outcomes. And then the collection of one or more outcomes is what we call the event. So let's look at what that means as far as experimental probability. So if you have a bag of marbles, different colored marbles, randomly selecting a marble from the group of marbles is what we call the experiment. So randomly selecting one is the experiment. Each marble in the group can be an outcome. So for example, purple can be an outcome, blue, yellow, red, and green. And then the event is selecting a green marble from the group. So the event is choosing a green marble, and there's two favorable outcomes, meaning there's two possibilities of getting a green marble. So let's do a little experiment. So on your guided notes for the video example, what I'm going to do is actually do some experimental probabilities. So my event is flipping a tails and a quarter. So what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy quarter and flip it a couple times, and I'm going to record what I flip. So I got a tails. Tails. No, I'm not cheating. There you go. Spin it. Tails. Whoa. Heads. Having fun yet? Heads. I'm going to flip it one more time. One more time. Tails. Okay, so my experimental probability is my event was flipping tails. So I flipped tails 4 times out of 6 times. So that means I flipped a 4 out of 6. And I'm going to calculate my percent by dividing 4 by 6 times 100. So my experimental probability of flipping a tails is 66%. Now, what I want you to do at home is ask a parent, or if you have a quarter, to grab one. If you don't have a quarter, you can use some other coin as well. And I want you to flip that coin 10 times and record how many times you get tails. And if you don't have a quarter, you can choose the other side that's not heads. Alright, and I want you to put your results in the student example on your guided notes. Alright, if you have any questions, come see me tomorrow. Have a great night. Don't have too much fun.